I was on my way down to play a gig in West Palm Beach. I stopped off in Montgomery, Alabama for a drink and a bite to eat. I was sitting in this small cafe with some cowboys drinking at the bar, listening to the old man over the corner singing and playing on his guitar. I didn't know which one was older, the guitar or the old man, but he handled that thing like it was a baby, laying there in his calloused hands. The music he was playing, it was simple, 3 chords, sometimes 4. He sung about lost loves and drinking, sleeping on a hardwood floor. And his chords, they wasn't always perfect. Sometimes he sung a little off key. I didn't know if it was his old age, but I suspected too much of the whiskey. Hollow-eyed and pale as a ghost, he had a familiar look to his face. I knew that I'd heard him play somewhere before, but I just couldn't remember in what place. Now it wasn't long before the young cowboys began to tire of the old man. You see, these boys was musicians also. They played in a top 40 band. But these boys, they was the new country, and it had all the old man they could take. One headed towards the jukebox, another asked the old man to take a break. Now the bartender, he was disconcerted, but he knew what he had to do. After all, the boys was paying customers. The old man played for free booze. Slowly he took off his apron, stepped from behind the bar, walked over to the old man and put a $10 bill in his tip jar. The old man, he was no dummy. He knew that his luck had run out. Put down his guitar, finished his drink, and put his cigarette out. Put the guitar back in its case and started towards the front door. Thin as a rail and white as a ghost, he barely made a sound on the floor. Now he was almost to the door when one of the boys got out of line with the old man. A victim of too many Bud Lights and tequila, he said he just couldn't understand why an old wore-out man with a wore-out guitar and nothing in life to lose sits around at night getting half-tied playing for tips and free booze. Now the old man, he stopped dead in his tracks. Slowly he turned around. His eyes revealed the pain and sorrow of a man long been down. Then he started over towards the cowboy. I thought things might get out of hand. Everyone stood to see what would happen next as the boys rose to meet the old man. Now the young man had a question, he said, and I owe him a reasonable reply. He wants to know why I still play, though life has long passed me by. Well, I do it not by choice, boys, and I do it not by decree. And I don't do it for the money, for fame and fortune mean nothing to me. I do it because I must, I do it because I can. I do it because when the Lord made me, He made a guitar playing me. Now I listen to you boys in the honky-tonks, and I watch you tote your money up to the bank. But if that shit y'all play is country, somebody sure made a fool out of old Hank. Then Cheating Heart started playing on the jukebox, so nobody put no money in. It startled the bartender so much that he forgot my change from a 10. When we turned back around, the old man was gone, disappearing into the night air. Things was getting kind of spooky. I figured it's time to get the hell out of there. The young cowboys sat there speechless. They didn't know what to say. bartender poured him a double shot of whiskey, and I had to be on my way. And I'll never forget that fateful day when I just dropped in for a drink. I watched 4 young cowboys learn a lesson in life from a man who called himself Hank.